What's up guys, David here and welcome to the Fit Pro Daily. This week has been all about sales and we started off the week with James coming on and sharing his expert views on generating sales. James ran a number of venues himself, worked with a number of Fit Pros around the world himself, gave some great insight into things we should be doing and tips and tricks to really help boost our sales. Tuesday then took us down the line of 5 things that we would do at DKnine Fitness to really help push our sales. Then on Wednesday, I shared with you our Facebook ad systems, or the systems that most people are implementing right now when it comes to making sales in regards to getting someone to pay full price now to secure their place, or to put some sort of small deposit down, pay 50% to secure their place. Then, yesterday we looked at a foundational side of sales itself. But today I want to do a recap of everything we've covered this week so you can really just take what we've talked about this week in this one short episode and start implementing it into your fitness business in order to make more sales. But before we do that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel just yet, feel free. Simply press pause, press the subscribe button, then press play and join back in. Okay, let's dive in. Now, there is a massive difference between selling offline and selling online. If you're selling online, there's a lot more work that needs to go in, a lot more groundwork, a lot more building trust that needs to go in before you can sell to a prospect. It is completely possible to grab a name, email address, and phone number, phone somebody up, have a really good conversation, and give enough value and trust over that phone call conversation to sell them a place. But if you're doing phone call conversations, and like James was hinting at on Monday, and it is for an offline product, then again, it becomes so much easier. When they know the area, they can visualize the setup, they know exactly what they're getting. It makes the sale so much smoother. That's why when we do it at DKnine Fitness, we never sell over the phone. We bring them into the studio and sell from there, because once they can visualize it, they can see it, they can almost experience what's going on. The sale becomes relatively straightforward. That's why online, when it comes to selling face-to-face or selling online over the phone, it is more trickier. That's why you tend to introduce different funnels, different setups in order to make those sales. It could be some sort of webinar. It could be a 5-day challenge. It could be a long, slow flow that builds trust over a number of emails before they suddenly apply or schedule a call to have that consultation. Whereas when they're face-to-face with you, it's so much smoother. They see what's going on, they get the experience, and they're ready to go from there. But then it comes down to a number of things as well, which we've also talked about this week. One, the first one being confidence. You need to be confident in what you're trying to sell to them. If you come over as nervous, as quiet, you're not really sure if you can justify that price, then they're going to feel like maybe this isn't the right program for me because this guy doesn't feel so confident in what he's trying to sell. Then we also need to let them talk. The more they talk, the more they can sell themselves into the program, the less work you need to take. We also talked about taking notes. Make sure you always have a notepad. When you go to the doctors, you'll sit down, you'll explain the issues you have, they'll be taking notes, then they'll do a diagnostics, and then they'll say, this is what I think you need to do, or this is the medication you need to take. And this is exactly the same thing for you, because when you announce that price, if they come up with any sort of rejections, any sort of worries, any sort of feedback, you can just go back to that pen and paper. You can read off a few things that they were talking about, things that they were worried, things that they wanted to change, and just say, yeah, we can help you get there. Now, one of the biggest things I want to give you from this whole situation was the actual price of your program completely. And this is what we talked about yesterday. So if you want to charge a high amount for your program, you need to be confident in that price. You can't let the prospects, the consumer, dictate and say, no, you should be charging less. You know how much you need to earn. You know how much your bills are. You know what your salary needs to be, okay? So then you just simply divide that by the number of clients you want to work with, and that will give you a rough guide on how much you should be charging. If you then are sat in front of prospects and they're saying to you, wow, that's super expensive, or I don't think I can afford that, you don't need to give a discount. You don't need to bargain with them and try and get them a special deal onto the program. The more people you have paying a lower price, the more people you need to have to be able to earn the wages you want. The higher price you charge, the less people you need, the less staff, and then the less everything goes into it, okay? So you need to decide if you want to go for the low end or the high end or somewhere in the middle, which we do at DKnine Fitness. So you have a mixture of higher paying quality clients and a good number of staff, so you're still making a good profit and you're not killing yourselves with the amount of time that you're having to put into it. But I'm going to leave it there for this week, okay? If you do want to go back and check out the stuff that we've talked about all this week, from the interview to the top tips to the Facebook ad strategy to what we talked about yesterday about pricing, definitely just pause and go back and check those videos out. If you enjoyed this video, comment below and feel free to press that big red button to subscribe. But like I said, I will leave it there for this week. Any questions as usual, do let us know. Have a good weekend and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.